So, how many of you think adjustments are necessary in life? And how many of you think do not ever want to do adjustments? If you belong to the second category, where you do not want to be, where you do not want to do adjustments, or you do not like to do adjustments, this is the right video to watch for you. My name is Amaya Karambe, and I am here with the next leadership lesson. The next leadership lesson is about the 10-step T. Harv Eker system. We saw about 7 steps till now in the T. Harv Eker system. We are remaining with two more, so in fact 3 more steps which we are going to cover in the 10-step T. Harv Eker system. Let us revise the steps once again. The first step that we saw was what's the objective. The second step that we saw was what's the plan. The third step that we saw was what are the resources that I have and what are the resources that I need. The fourth step that we saw was what are the challenges or obstacles that can come in the way. The fifth step that we saw was what's my feedback giving and what's my feedback receiving mechanism. The next one which we saw was am I communicating clearly. The seventh step that I saw after that was what's the next step. And today's step that we are going to look at, the important step that we are going to talk about is what are the adjustments that I need to make, or what are the different adjustments that an individual leader needs to make, or what are the adjustments that you have to make. Adjustment plays a very, very critical role. It is said that behavioral flexibility is one of the most important characteristics that a leader must possess. This is though it's very, very closely related, it's very different. But then, as an individual, adjustment is a very, very important thing. I have seen leaders that I come across and I meet who don't even want to adjust. Generally, when you look at people, to be very rigid in leadership positions. They do not want to make any kind of adjustments, and it could be one of the most important things that could lead to failures of leaders. And it's something that is miserable when it comes to leadership, because leadership is all about adjustments. Leadership is all about dealing with people. When you deal with people, when there are different types of people, you need to deal with them in a different way. Different strokes for different folks. Different strokes in different situations. You cannot have the same stroke working in the same situation. So it's very, very important that an individual or a leader needs to know what are the adjustments that he needs to make. What are the different types of adjustments? What are the different steps? If this is not working, can something else work? In NLP, in neuro linguistic programming, we generally teach that if one thing doesn't work, there is something else that will work. So keep on attempting things, and finally you will get a solution. So it's about adjustments. Are you willing to make adjustments? If you're willing to make adjustments, you will definitely become a great leader. Because people who are having that attitude, it's basically attitude that are you a person who wants to do different things? Are you a person who wants to attempt different things and finally get the outcome? Because I come from an attitude where I say I am a whatever it take person. Being a whatever it take person, I make my adjustments. I take one step at a time. Wherever there are issues, I make adjustments. Generally, I deal people on competence and commitment. That's my parameter. I come from my experience. As I always say, do not believe a word I say, because I come from my experience. So whenever I have a person who's who's very, very low on competence and high on commitment, I will generally give a direction to this person. When I have a person who is basically low on commitment and who is low on competence, I will generally coach that person. There would be situations where I have somebody who is high on commitment and who has got who's high on commitment and who's high on say competence. I will generally delegate tasks to such person. And whenever I see a person who's high on performance or high on competence and varying in the commitment bit, I will generally support that person. That's how I make my adjustments in the leadership journey. And it's all about being situational. How do you as an individual adjust to this situation? As a leader, how do you make adjustments? The moment you start making adjustments, your journey towards leadership becomes simple. The step-by-step system. What's the word? You need to follow the system. So we've seen the steps that have Harv has that Harv has told us, or we have seen the steps which in fact help us to become a great leader. The important and the most important thing that we need to realize is it's a system. It's a step-by-step system. You need to follow the system. What's the word? You need to follow the system. The moment you follow the system and do not use your brain too much, success probability increases multifold times. So if you want to become a great leader, you need to follow the system. We've seen the systems. We've seen step by step, one step at a time. So take one step at a time and follow the system. If you want to become a great leader, follow me on Facebook. Follow these tips and keep updating with your comments below with your questions and anything that comes to mind. You can also contact me for anything that you need. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed your Sunday. Thank you.